That's right. I said thicker and more yellow.
I'm gonna vomit. Anyway.
Oh, my God. I just want you guys to know that sometimes there is no cold open. It goes straight to the dudes, and then it's hello, welcome. And that just happens because there's like 5 or 10 minutes of cold open, and none of it's salvageable.
It's the worst pimple you've ever popped.
But
it's worse than that.
It's so gross. Welcome to Isn't It Obvious? And how would you know if this is going to be fun? It could be like incredibly depressing.
God, I hope it's fun because both of our other topics were really depressing.
Well, I hate the...
Okay, well,
all
I'll
right.
hit us with it.
Isn't it obvious the police are right in America just to kill any American because they feel threatened?
Well, first of all,
yes.
I mean, yeah, it's obvious.
Yeah.
And second of all, this is not your day. This is my time to describe me, the host, Philip, with Micah and Sera joining me for Isn't It Obvious that no one should be going to the gym because it's not healthy.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck the gym.
Gyms are not healthy. Don't go to the gym. You know, just...
gyms are healthy. Like every addiction, in moderation.
And if you're all doing the right thing by cleaning off your equipment after you're done using it.
No, that's part of the resiliency of the gym. It is
also,
you're not only training your body physically, you're training it biologically.
I do enjoy the monkeypox, the new COVID, the monkeypox that's spreading, and like they're all thinking like, oh, it's just like a disease that's like a venereal disease.
No, it's a gay disease.
Yeah.
Specifically, they use the term gay disease.
Yeah, which is why all the gym bros are going to be real disappointed, who aren't gay, who go to the gym, sweat all over, their thing, their equipment, and then lay down on someone else's gross sweat and get monkeypox. Boy, are they going to be surprised.
You really? Whoa, I just got
Is that a motor? Is that a motor transmission?
Yes.
Yeah.
Through sweat?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually, I had this
good old pox
conversation with the editor. She told me, hey, because we're recording this in the summer of 2022, and the CDC just said, by the way, we have a new pandemic. It's monkeypox. And then the editor's like, hey, Phil, did you know that the monkeypox is now a thing? It's in the news. And I was like, oh, see, this is why I am totally fine with it. I have all the risk mitigations. I don't go to the gym because I always knew the monkeypox will be right around the corner, and I haven't went to the gym in 37 years just because I'm a healthy person that just sits on my ass about 24 hours a day. Well, like 18 hours a day, let's be honest. And the other
half is
laying down. I don't have to do any physical
horizontal
activity, and there's no chance of me.
You have 20 minutes of getting up from a seated position and then moving to a seated position.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you need.
Throughout 24 hours.
No chance of me getting any monkeypox sweat because I heard from NPR that you can get it from a moist towel. Mm-hmm. And I was like, God, that is just nasty. And I was like, man, that's like everywhere in gyms. Like,
yes.
Because people are just nasty, gross.
Yeah, they're sweating, they smell, and they're just kind of getting their sweat all over all the things. It's gross.
Okay, I joke that I haven't been to a gym in 37 years, but in reality, in my old work, they had gyms that you can just go to, and it was like either subsidized or incredibly affordable.
Pre-pandemic, it was so safe back then.
Well, no, it wasn't, because like people would say, look how much I can bench press. Like, I'm in the 1% of doing all these pull-ups, and like, you know what? I'm in the top 1%. The most elite of all. I actually clean my fucking thing that I'm done with, assholes. Like, why can't you just do that? There's like cleaning stations everywhere.
Why do I fucking touch this sweaty ass handle?
Isn't the greatest point that exercise should now be done in hazmat suits?
I mean, that would be really hard to
exercise.
run. But
it would be like hot yoga, but for everything.
But then again, it's like, isn't that the point of exercise? It's supposed to be a bit hard, so sure.
See, I've never liked gyms.
How can you market that?
No.
Hold
no
on.
Marketing.
Wait a minute.
I've never liked gyms.
Be hot.
If I'm going to go do something like active, it needs to be like a sport, or I have to be like outside. Usually it's just an outside sport.
I think it's affluenza really showing its ugly head.
What do you mean? Gyms are cheap or something?
Yeah, I was like, are you kidding?
No, but not
gyms
people,
are the fucking...
Not everyone has access to a soccer field.
Not everyone has access to $100 fucking
Seriously,
a month
that
for
too.
a gym.
I don't know what you're...
But everyone has options to like that sign that has the reinforced steel bar at like chin-up level.
Yeah, I mean that's
Go down the street, just pop up,
that's
do a
exactly
couple.
what Sarah's saying. You don't have to go to a gym.
Yeah,
you
you
just
can go to the
enjoy
park.
nature.
No, but you consider exercise in an open park, but not everyone has access to that park.
A lot of people have
American
access to.
infrastructure is not great with parks.
Actually, parks are pretty well, at least in Minnesota. There's lots of parks everywhere.
Yep, that's where we
I
live
don't-
in the Midwest.
Might be true.
And also, you don't have to go outside
Yeah.
and work out in a
You
park.
can
You could
You
also
can do
just
crunches in your own goddamn home.
right.
You can do push-ups in your own home.
You can get a cardio in your own.
Assuming
home.
you have internet, you can have you can do like little yoga.
Crunches
like,
are a lie. They don't do anything.
They do.
Yeah, they strengthen
They do.
strengthen your core.
They
But-
do. Actually,
Do they?
yes.
Sure.
I had I threw my back out moving like a little less than 10 years ago. And my back was so fucked that I needed to do like something to like I had to lose weight and I had to move my core. I had to strengthen my core so I could take some relief off my lower lumbar, whatever. And crunches were one of the exercises that actually really helped. I could only do like one or two to start, but like I would, do them every day and I would just add a few more on. And that did actually strengthen my core a little bit and it helped.
I'm so glad I was working on that TikTok video. It's going to go viral now.
Also,
Planking and stuff like that is
And
good for your
planking's
core,
good.
but it's not good for what people try to use it for, which is like
Yeah.
the spot burn fat. I was like, dude, no, don't.
no,
That's not how fat burning
you're
fat works.
strengthening muscle. You're giving your bones a little more support.
Anything is going to make you even look more fat
Yeah,
because your
because-
muscle underneath all that fat
What-
is like
It's heavier.
I do have to say this one thing. It's
which
very
is
funny.
fine. I mean, I don't. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it was very funny how after a decade of Marvel movies and having Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and then a video game coming out with like, no, this is what an actual strongman looks like, and it's just a barrel-chested Norwegian dude to be Thor, and most people who knew bodylifting of like how actual strength is done is like, yeah, that dude would kick Chris Hemsworth ass.
Yeah. I don't really understand why
But he's a god.
comic books.
No, it's all comic books. It's comic books in the V.
No, but
The V of masculinity.
So
Real thin hips. Real broad shoulders.
So Chris Hemsworth had released
Skip
a workout program, like on an app, to be like, hey, if you do these workout things,
Yeah.
I did them to get ready for Marvel.
Don't drink water. A lot of sauna work. Don't eat any carbohydrates.
Yeah, like what was that guy?
Hope you like the consequences of all of that.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd.
Enjoy your rabbit shits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drink some more water. No, I feel like there's an unrealistic expectation that you follow these things and you'll do that. It's like, well, no, it's their job.
Yeah,
It's their
if
job
you're
to
paid
look-
to do that,
Yes.
it's way the fuck easier
and they're
Yeah.
kind
than
of-
you having 2 kids and working a 9 to 5.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't have a personal chef and a
And
doctor.
and a personal trainer who's
Right.
literally designing
And that's
this.
your- And that's all you do for 8 hours a day.
One of another non sequitur about celebrity bullshit, but Floyd Mayweather, one of the best middleweight boxers in history, has a dude that he pays $100,000 a year to, at any point he wants, be like, we're going for a 10K, let's go.
Yeah.
And he has the right to go to Floyd and be like, I don't care if you just got off of a 12-hour bender. We're fucking running. That's what we're doing. You're paying me to do this. Let's fucking run.
Yep. That's the...
It's crazy that the average American can't afford that.
I know, right? Like, all you have to do is pay someone $100,000
Fuck
a
spin
year.
class. Have that dude just wake you up at 2 a.m. and go run 10K.
Time to go.
Okay, I feel like that's the disconnect I have for gyms, is that, like, if you want to have what I imagine is a healthy lifestyle and all this stuff, it feels like it's so weird that people are like, I'll just go to the gym to obtain that. It's like, I mean, isn't that the culture, the thing that's important? Like, eating healthy and not doing all these other stuff, and you're, like, not just adopting this thing for a few months and you're done. Like, this is a whole life-changing transformation, and that kind of sucks. I mean, for me.
To refer to Sera, referring to me, capitalism.
Also, like, doesn't it, like... But here's my problem with gyms, and just, like, the weird exercise culture that I just can't get into. And, like, I mean, if you really enjoy exercise, I get it if you're doing it for the endorphins, but, like, if you're exercising to, like, be able to eat whatever the fuck you want, like, that's where I get, like... It just kind of seems weird to me. Like, you just consume all of this stuff, and then to like justify it or get rid of your guilt over consuming all of this stuff, you go run on a treadmill for 2 hours, 3 hours.
That's my
That's
argument.
so weird.
But Sera,
just eat less, consume less. Yeah, consume less.
This is Al Jones supplement bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you're an American. You deserve these things. But you know, there's a consequence for it. But if you do this one thing,
Consequence free.
it totally gets your consequences. It could be giving me money so I can tell you that in the next life you will be your perfect fit self. So yeah, get those 2 Big Macs.
Well,
Or it could be you take this, and for reasons I'm not going to tell you, whatever you ingest may be quickly evacuated from your body. I'm not going to say that this is a medical cure, but
It is a laxative.
if that is a word we do not use here,
I
Sarah.
bet.
And please, in the sight of God, because that's other huckster bullshit. But yeah, it's
snake oil for weight loss, and it's gonna.
it's capitalistic band-aids.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Because we're not addressing the issue of why people are eating poorly,
And
to the point where they are.
It's overconsumption as well.
It's an overconsumption and a lack of.
Have you seen their fucking portion sizes?
It's delicious.
I mean, they are, but like,
There's still something on the McDonald's breakfast menu that is fucking 2,500 calories.
Oh, I mean, I
hey,
love
the Egg
McDonald's.
You fucking
McMuffin.
nerd.
The Egg McMuffin is like 350 or 400 or something like
But
that.
then you had 800 when you get a soda. I don't get it.
But you can also get the
Free refills.
little hash brown, which is like another 200.
That's fucking like 350.
350
It's
calories.
that is a grease ball of
But it's
bad.
so delicious.
Ugh.
The thing is,
You should put it away from them.
we've taken, in the neck of the woods that I grew up in, we've taken health classes to talk about the fact that you can't outrun a bad diet. You know,
Yeah, you really
I've said
can't.
this in a previous
Hey,
podcast.
I've been running up that road. I've been running up that hill.
Well,
Who's the
No,
guy?
somebody will get the Stranger Things reference.
okay, I didn't know.
Who's
what
back?
Who's back?
They've never seen
Stop watching the Pirate
I
Cop
do
and
not
Stranger
know the
Things.
reference you talk about. We on season 2.
The latest season. I feel like the problem with this whole like a gym culture of those are like, I'm gonna work out and then I'm gonna eat what I want. It's like, this is so strange.
No,
why are
it's-
you doing
You can
this
still
to
eat what
yourself?
you want.
It's
Just
so
eat
strange
less of
it's
what you want.
antithetical because the consumption isn't the problem. It's the society that allows that consumption to be so prevalent.
The consumption is the problem.
No, because America has, by design, gone away from walkable areas. They've gone away from localized exercise to get what you need. If you go over to Europe, there are bakeries every, few blocks. There are meat markets. There are cheesemongers. You have very specialized things that in America are consolidated and put into these islands of just suburbia.
Well, and the
you
thing
do not
is
have
is
a
you,
walkable, exercisable
correct.
area
You
in which
have
to
to
live.
drive everywhere because
Yeah.
everything's so spaced out. Whereas in
And
Japan,
then-
because I've been there,
Hmm?
you walk fucking
Yeah,
everywhere
it's
in
terrible.
those cities. In the bigger cities, you walk everywhere. I'm just like, oh, well, now I understand why we're all so fat and they're all so not.
But like,
Well,
That's
they
not-
have their hedonists.
They do. They do.
I mean, okay, I don't know about
People
Japan. I've never been there, but Korea, it was such a chore, like to walk and then be like, oh, I gotta go on this subway, I can be in this bus, I gotta transfer. And then
but is that from a like native Korean perspective, or
no?
You
This is just
an American
me as an American going there, and it's like, man, I fucking miss my car. Like I want to go here to this like whatever specialty chicken store.
You don't want to have to figure out which trains or whatever buses.
And they're like, well, to get there, it's going to take you about an hour, and you're going to have to walk to the station, including walk time, and you're going to wait for the thing, and you got to get in and exchange here and there. It's only going to cost you like, I don't know, a nickel and a bumblebee, and you'll be there. And it's like, well, that's great, except for I have to fucking walk. And they're like, yeah, but it's all right.
Bumblebee.
See,
I don't know, man.
That's a fucking phrase.
Well, it's 5 bumblebees to a nickel. Back then, we used to say, give me a bumblebee, and they'll give you 5.
Really?
Old man yells at Cloud reference from The Simpsons. Anyway, so I'm using that meme wrong, but nonetheless, it's extremely affordable transportation, and you just walk, and it's great, except for I fucking hated it.
See, I liked that part of in Japan. I did like that, having to walk and then take the train. But I like walking. I love sightseeing. I love that is my exercise of choice. Is walking.
No, think of.
I just wish I didn't hate my neighborhood so much, then I'd go walking more often.
Well, it's the second healthiest thing to do is walk.
Pose this: I have not spent time in New York, in any sense. I had a layover in LaGuardia. That was it. Do either of you have interactions with New York City itself?
Never.
A long time.
That seems like a more walkable city.
Yeah, they're better than average transportation just because of the volume of people.
And the fact that driving a car on that island seems like a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah. You might as well just not.
Also, just walking around the area. I've never been to New York, but I imagine that if you're going to be crowded with a lot of Americans, it's not going to be fun.
Well, it's like I have an experience with LA's transportation system, spending a week out there.
Yeah.
And LA is bad because it's so broad, because you run into that island issue of
everything's so fucking
urban
far apart.
Yeah. You need to go 4 stops to get to where all the shops are.
Yeah.
And that is 4 stops away from any other shop area. It just seems like a really poor design.
You gotta plan your freaking day around the shopping thing.
If there was more of a domestic range, because America has a huge issue with food droughts?
Food deserts.
Yeah, food deserts. That's a problem.
It's kind of
and we should fix that problem.
Well,
by maybe not having big box stores and go with more localized, specialized things that support
the problem with
native economies.
I agree, but the problem with that is we don't have the capital to afford that and also get all of the things in one stop.
Yes, we do.
We don't.
We don't though.
Yes, we do.
You say we do.
No, we absolutely fucking do.
No, but Micah, I don't want that. I know you're saying that you would want.
Why would you not want to have your home, employment, and necessities not within a mile?
I will move closer to work, and I will do the
Would you move close to work to move further away from your means of getting sustenance?
Yeah, it sucks.
Depends on. No, I would rather be closer.
That's a shit compromise, in my opinion.
It is, but
depends on the work, though. What if your work is,
the work to sustain you in our capitalist society.
I know, but
it's a generalized statement.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody.
It's not gonna
I'm
work.
going at this with the understanding that work is a necessary evil.
Okay, I'm gonna respond. I don't like people. Right? I think that people are saying, suburbs are bad because they're boring and stupid and the public transportation's shit and there's no way you can efficiently move goods and services and we're losing productivity and therefore the standard of quality of life
I also
is lower
hate people
blah, blah,
and I don't
blah.
want them that close.
Yeah, and I also hate people I don't want them that closer. Well,
no, suburbanization in itself is inherently racist.
Okay,
I mean,
America's urbanization
yes, sure, but that's not the only reason someone would want to live in a house that's not connected that closely to another house. Fuck my neighbors is all I'm saying.
Well, I'm fine with
But you being you having neighbors is less of a prerogative than you having close sources to what is necessary.
I don't want to have to share a wall again.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the domiciles. Yes, I'm solid dancing. I'm not talking about the domiciles of which you live or apartment complexes, but the facilitation of, like, what if 3 blocks that way there was a bakery for this whole HOA, like the 2 HOAs you're near? What if there was a bakery right in the middle where you could get fresh bread often? Would that be a good or bad thing? As opposed to you having to go 4 miles to go to a bakery that supplies that
but then
bread.
you get into like zoning issues.
Yeah, you can't do that in suburbia because...
Yes, you can. You can definitely have mixed-use areas.
No.
Yeah, you could.
Let Phil
Micah,
explain.
I don't think you understand how cruel people are. I'm not saying...
No. I know how cruel they are. I don't know how petty they are, and I think that gets into urbanization.
Yes. I don't disagree with what you're physically saying. And then, yes, you can have zoning laws and you can make this work. Yes, it's possible physically, but I think you are having way too much faith in humanity.
No. I'm in the authoritarian aspect of this.
Because people
fucking force it.
Hate people. Like, I mean, we're Minnesotans, but to be honest, there's too many of us.
Minnesotans are some of the rudest people in the country.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're passive aggressive.
We will tell you wherever the fuck to go. That is not our house.
Right. Like, we want everything, but not here. Like, get out of my backyard.
Oh yeah, you need to go that way, which is not where we are right now.
Yeah.
So, okay, I have the choice here to go. I could physically walk up the road. There is a grocery store, there is a liquor store, and there is a restaurant. Actually, there's like 2 restaurants, maybe 3. And there's like some other things in this little tiny strip mall just up the road. I could walk there. Do I shop there? No. You want to know why? Because it's more expensive.
Because they're specialty stores.
Well, they are specialty stores. That's part of the problem. But they also don't carry all the things I want. They can't carry all the things they want. They don't have the footprint. They don't have the big box to carry all the brands or all of the specific things I want.
1, capitalism.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then 2, the strip mall aspect of that is a isolated district that can only provide those things. That is not integrated into the residential areas, where if the liquor store, the bakery...
I don't want a business doing business right next door to me.
Well, but if it's only to serve you and those that are in a walkable range?
It wouldn't be, though. In America.
Okay.
I'm
just going to say this.
Sure, I want a total upheaval of how we've made our commerce, like the...
Okay, I'm just gonna...
Other issues, so...
I'm just going to say that if you wanted to do it right, then you would have the zoning like you're saying, you have like 3
and
or 4 story...
is that sustainable for the walkable distance of people? Like, is there enough people to make that business?
Okay, they do this in Eastern Europe.
But also New England is a lot like this too.
Yeah.
Like the neighborhood...
row houses or whatever. Well, San Francisco or whatever.
Yeah, but like when you go to Boston, their ideal of neighborhoods are more finite than a lot of other places when you go west. Because west had the ability to grow where you didn't have a car. You couldn't go to the other side of the river easily to get the things you needed to live. So you had your neighborhood mongers to do that. You had your butcher. Like, you go to a butcher shop
Question, though. And this isn't suburbia, though. This is Boston. Right, so
this is early. This is early suburbia without means of mass transportation.
But population density was probably higher, right? Still, and these aren't houses with lawns, right? These are like townhomes, or these are connected homes.
I would say like row homes where like 3 stories.
Yeah, these are not. This is high density living.
But it's high density living because the sustainability of what the mongers were offering were more short term because they didn't have refrigeration. And with that, you do have the expansion of the 50s level, American suburbanization.
That population density is able to support those businesses.
But why wouldn't that support if you...
We don't...
like
people here
turn
don't...
down.
We hate people. We hate people.
Are you saying they don't hate people in Boston?
Oh, they do.
But
they
In fact, they're very
absolutely
vocal
do.
about it.
But okay, that's the point. Is that over here we hate people so much we're gonna make super racist suburbs. Like that's how much people. I'm sure that they hate people, but they didn't hate people as much because they only had horses, and you really couldn't make suburbs. So the classic racist.
You totally could. Like Westchester
path.
County was all like larger landowners that had horses,
Right,
as
so-
opposed to Boston that didn't.
The cookie cutter suburbs that we're used to today after the post-war boom, I'm assuming, I don't know much about history.
That's the point I'm taking.
Okay, and so then people are like, hey, would you like to have like well-organized cities that are high density, but it has every convenience that you would like?
Are they high density?
And they're
Is
like,
Los Angeles high density?
no, I want to have my own lot of land and fuck you all. And that's what Americans wanted to do because they didn't like the shitty life that is of
That
being
owning
in the city.
land is better than
And they
than
get to
renting.
Yes, by also like making it so only white men could buy that land.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
You're
like,
now getting into like the redlining
Oh, yeah,
and the
it's-
racism
Oh,
of
yeah.
America.
well, I mean, there's a lot
Absolutely.
of redlining existed here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. I mean, I remember seeing this PBS special about deeds that said like if you're like something like Asian or African American, you're not allowed to accept this deed for transfer, right? You can't sell it to someone like that.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's extremely racist and unconstitutional. Like, yeah, but back then that was just how they did business.
Yeah,
I
back
feel-
then racism was just accepted.
So even
Oh,
we have a
no.
hateful history of suburbs, but it doesn't. It's still that's the byproduct or is the main feature, but it doesn't explain the motivation of why people wanted to leave to begin with, right?
Kind of does.
It's basically they hate people and they only want to be with self-selected people, and you can have like this little bakery.
What is that?
Well,
They don't want to be around certain people. They want to be around people they want.
Yeah, but-
which
See,
But,
to
okay,
me,
even
I
if
don't
that's
fucking
segregation,
care. I
right.
just don't want to share a wall.
no, but
That's-
So
But
it's not
yeah.
just racism.
it's
Like,
not
sure
just
it is.
racism. It's racism with
It
hating
is,
other people
but-
Yeah,
and other people.
it's
But
not-
that doesn't explain why would you not, if you were a white supremacist in Georgia in 1900, and you with your residual wealth from slavery, why would you not want a white-owned bakery that's within walking distance?
No, because not only do they not like everyone else
They
because they're
wouldn't be-
racist, they also just don't like anyone.
Yeah, they don't want people walking around and
That explains Alex Jones.
yeah.
They just want their own land and,
And-
they want to say fuck you, and then they're like,
And
okay,
sure,
well,
they would love to have that bakery, but it would be their private bakery because they don't want anyone else to fucking
mess with it.
mess with it. It would be they would have to sustain it on their fucking own. So they might as well just own a wife who just happens to be a really good baker.
Mm-hmm. Or
Was this pre-20s? Because that might have been their greatest benefit for marriage.
Probably.
the great part about all
Alright,
of this,
Priscilla, you're bad in the sack, but god damn, you're sourdough.
Your sourdough.
it's, if you're wealthy in Korea, and I'm assuming
So
in
sourdough.
Japan, I am gonna
Like
just
pussy.
go through this fucking confrontation, assholes. The wealthier people do own cars. They're willing to own a Mercedes, and they were willing to be in the
But
sea
then,
of traffic.
like,
they don't want to deal with that shit.
But then capitalism has had that as an elite only to make it the mass prerogative. And that's been an issue.
I feel like it's the chicken egg problem. Honestly, I think the natural default of a person is that they want to be away from other people because people suck. And so they're going to go ahead and they're going to be in a little suburb, or even better, they're going to be in the McMansion area, or even better, they'll be in a gated community, or even better, they'll have a ranch, right? Like,
yeah, even better
it
to
just-
have a ranch.
It
yes.
just keeps going up, and they can only afford of what they would want to say, fuck you, I don't want to be next to people. And that's what, that's like, it feels like that's the heart of Americans, but it's also the heart of the wealthy at different countries.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, well, what if,
Different countries?
All
well, like,
countries.
all countries. Like, so
All
it feels like when you,
Do you know the land Warren Buffett owns?
well, I'm just saying from my wealthy, well, not wealthy, I don't know, my relatives in Korea that are wealthy enough to own a car, they could take public transport and they could be nice and do that. It's a lot more affordable, but they don't want to because they also
The
don't like people.
convenience is just better.
They want to be in a place that isn't next to as many people. Of course, they're everywhere, but they still have more room. It's less crowded relative to their scale. So, like, yeah, it's racist, and yeah, it's capitalism, and yeah, it's real shitty. But we do it to ourselves. Like, we are eating the Big Macs because we want to eat the Big Macs, not because there's Big Macs being shoved in our mouths.
No.
Because we don't like people. No, we don't want
there is
public
an argument
transport.
to be made that getting a Big Mac is easier than going to a grocery store and making things yourself because we don't have time.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. The thing is, I don't feel like McDonald's is compelling me by knife point for me to eat their Big Mac. I'm just gonna eat it. The same thing was like, I don't want to have this conversation where everyone should be in like rural homes and there's gonna be bakeries and everyone's gonna be jam packed in high density like housing and everything's gonna be great. And we're going to have wonderful public transport and an elevated train like Chicago. And aren't you going to be so happy and you don't have to worry about health? You can walk around.
You can walk less than 5 minutes down the way. You can get a bun or a hot dog or whatever
You're
the fuck
a half hour from damn near anything.
And I'm going to be like, okay, well, how much money?
Yeah, but then you have to be with other people all the time. That's just too much.
Reaction is going to be the following two priorities. Like, how good is the school district here? And if it's comparable to a suburb, how much money do I need to save up to get to that suburb? Because it's not that I don't like internationalism.
Different issue?
It's just that I just don't like people.
No, caring about school districts is a very different issue. Because you're thinking about a progeny, you're thinking about their future prospects.
Yeah, that's important.
It's important, but it's not the conversation we're having.
No, that's the thing is that suburbs typically have much better schools than the city.
It's true.
Why? Because I don't fucking know. It's just
richer
what it is.
people live there.
I guess it's because it's self-selective.
Yes.
People who go to suburbs
people live there. They have more money to throw into their schools.
No. It's not throw. It's the income tax. Not income tax. Property tax.
Property tax. It's also it's a virtuous self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, these homes are way overpriced. Why? Well, the school's good.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as saying
right?
But that's the same thing as saying students that go to Harvard are more educated than students that go to Columbia. Which that's not empirically true.
No, but
because they paid more money to go to Harvard.
Like
that financial investment is not an equivalency.
No, it's not, but it's good enough, right?
So by perception, by the marketing, by capitalism.
No, not always by capitalism. Because the thing is, if you live in a high density place, right, and you don't have, oh man, I'm going fucking full throttle Ben Shapiro, folks.
Do the voice. Do the voice.
Well, if you go full throttle Ben Shapiro, you're going to have to do this voice that's kind of nasally, but you have to talk really fast because if you talk really fast with using high vocabulary words, people are not going to be able to latch onto the bullshit you use. But you can have any positive cadence because you have to keep on talking. I can't do it.
Yeah, you're breathing way too much.
Oh, I'm breathing way too much.
That's one thing. I'm pretty sure he's a deep sea diver because a dude can just talk for 5 minutes without stopping.
That's how you win in debates. Just fucking shotgun.
Yeah, just douse them with so many things they have to defend against. They don't know what to actually defend against.
Yeah, they're just like
Isn't that like a 5-1 rule?
No. It's what he actually used against Cenk Uygur in a debate somewhere.
Well, that's what debate schools teach, is that you talk like an auctioneer, because you just get your point across and the judge just checks the check boxes and that's it.
You're not giving things to defend against, you're just giving so much information that none of it is defensible.
Yeah.
Well, because if they poke at A, you have B. If they poke at B, you have C.
Logically speaking, if I had to say, did you eat the cookie? And I could say 3 defenses. Like, no, I wasn't even in that building. 2, I'm allergic to cookies when I ate it, so I wouldn't actually eat it. And 3, yeah, I ate the cookie, but I spat it out, so technically it doesn't count. And all 3 of these things happened. Like, in a debate, it's like, well...
Technically, I didn't eat the cookie because I consumed it for a minute, but then I spat it out.
It's like, but you said you weren't there. It's like, it doesn't matter because I just shotgunned it. Yeah, and you can't take the time... Jordan Peterson method. Like, it takes too long to be able to, like, recover from this bullshit. And then surmount, like, an offense. Mm-hmm. And then by that time, you're already out of luck because I just Jordan Petersoned you and I gave you 5 more bullshit excuses. Okay. That's my honest take on suburbs versus high-density zoning is I don't like it. So I will go not
I'm saying you don't need high-density zoning. We're abiding by capitalistic measures to have big box stores being preferable to that big box store being broken up in its same distributive area to 10 different places. The fact that it's localized, the fact that ownership is more profitable than having 10 different things owned by 10 different people is the detriment to a capitalist society.
It is, as they would call it, it's considered a market failure because it's not 100% efficient. Right.
But big box stores aren't 100% efficient anyway.
Right. No, like what you're saying is that it's more efficient to have them distributed in more like hub and spoke. Yeah. Right. Rather than just having to drive fucking hour to get to Costco.
Yeah. Until having the mall method, it's better to have.
Yeah.
That might
more
be more
sporadic sales.
Efficient. Yeah, but see that's not sustainable to the business owner.
Yes, it is.
It really isn't.
Yes, it is.
Only in high density.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No. Small towns are ruined when Walmart's the Walmart in my hometown is shutting down because it doesn't have the sustainability to constantly have the churn of its employees because it's a small market. A big box store doesn't live there because you don't have the constant youth to come in and deal with all of their bullshit and their shitty business practices by being a big box store. That doesn't work in small towns, and that ruins small towns. Because small towns need to have more independent distributors because they cannot support one source that supplies that whole town of 10,000.
That's true.
That doesn't work. And the fact that we think it works in large metropolitan areas is just a lie of masses. Like, Amazon warehouses are going to burn out of employees this decade because they treat them so fucking shittily to be the cheapest thing to distribute to people. That is not a sustainable model. But yet, Jeff Bezos is one of the richest people on the fucking planet.
Well, it's because
because he just does the churn. And the churn is not sustainable. Because the churn is never fucking sustainable. If you have...
Neither is selling to a small market.
If you are in a town of 10,000 and you only sell garments, that is more sustainable than you in a region of 100,000 and only selling garments.
If you are the only option, yeah, you can make money.
But if you are the only option for clothes and a Walmart comes in with cheaper prices for the cheaper goods that compete against you, you're done. Mm-hmm. And then what happens when that Walmart runs out of their resources because that Walmart is not sustainable for all the things they have to put on their shelves?
Basically, game over for that town.
Yeah. That town is gonna fucking die unless it has another economy.
Which probably doesn't.
It's mining towns. We're dealing now with capitalism and consumerism that mining towns, gold mining towns, the gold rush, anything that has a frivolous commodity that only has a limited lifespan is happening. But now we're saying it is capitalism.
Well, okay, to your point, Micah, that's exactly why my parents never moved outside of the Twin Cities area. Why? Because in order for suburbs to exist, it has to be around an economic commercial zone that's profitable and is hopefully diverse. So like Milwaukee and, I guess Chicago and Minneapolis here. There has to be enough business that's not going to be a fucking Walmart octopus that's just going to destroy everything. Mm-hmm. Because that's why people are here, right? Like, if it was up to me and I could just work remote and the school districts were good, I would live in the fucking country.
Yeah, away from people.
And it's like, oh, this school district in the fucking boondocks is great. It's like, okay, well, then I'm going there, and if I could work, remotely, and I
work remotely? Hell, then I spend my evenings on a little vegetable patch.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Mitigates my lack of access to
It feels ranch-like, right? It feels like the natural progression of a person is to become a hermit and realize that you be careful what you wish for, because that's very mentally unhealthy. People are supposed to not do that. It's like moths to a flame or meat to Big Macs. Like, it's just not a good idea. But my gravitation is that way. The reason why I'm in the suburbs is because I have to be, because that's where the nexus of work unfortunately is. But if I could get away with it, I definitely fucking would. But I couldn't because of schools as well. So there's always this tug and more. And so if you're going to ask me what the sweet spot is...
It's the same reason you're not in Minneapolis proper.
Right? Yeah.
Like, lesser school districts, although possibly more affordable housing and closer to work, but...
Oh, yeah?
You're lacking in one of those shotgun homes.
The suburbs for me, and I think for millions of Americans, hundreds of millions of Americans... It's basically the Toyota Corolla of home choices. It's just shitty, but it kind of works, and it's reliable. But
I've been to a lot of suburban homes.
It's not that shitty. It's not that. It's boring. That's what
it's boring. Yeah, there's nothing exciting about it, but it's quite comfortable.
Because there's no personality in suburbs.
And there's no personality.
But we're not looking for personality. We're here.
But there's no reason to invest in it then. Like if you are moving out to suburbs for the sake of the school districts, then you're not investing there for beyond your children's schooling.
Not true.
You're not looking like.
Not true.
You may, but in 25 years, you can spend in the house you're at?
No. Gotta get the fuck out. It's too expensive.
Yeah.
But so you're there for your benefit, but no benefit of anyone else. You will, however much you're benefiting.
That's just how life works, Micah. Who gives a fuck about other people? We're out for ourselves.
You have houses in London's that have been in the same family. In London's.
In
London's town. But like in London, you have houses that have been in the same family for 500 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not America.
America has a lot of land. And a lot of stupid people.
But
we can make it work.
We're fucking using our land really dumb.
Oh yeah, we are. Hence the stupid people. Okay, anyway, if you say, hey, look, Phil, I can make a really affordable transit public system that's going to cost you 5 pennies in a bumblebee, and would you like
5 pennies a day for 5 years? That's it.
And it's like, man. So it's going to sound really fucking terrible, but you want me to agree to getting more people that I have no idea who they are, more people in this area that, again, we have really shit laws of gun control. We have really shitty laws of draconian drugs. Like, we are not really progressive here as much as we pretend to be. And you're like, let's add more people. Like, I'm sure that's going to work very well. No, most people are like, look, the risk is too high. I don't know these people. I don't want that. I have a car that's, like, decent, I guess. I don't know. I have a Toyota Corolla. I don't, because, I can't spring for it, but if I could. Anyway, I feel like people are
I could probably buy one of those.
Imposing on this.
Just don't.
People are doing
they last
this
forever, but don't.
For them, like, they're doing it to themselves. This is what they actually are paying their money for. It's sad. But I'm sad, so that's okay.
I would posit that they are doing that themselves in detriment to their best interests.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely. Like, Big Macs. Like, people should actually have human interaction because apparently that's the only thing that keeps the brain kind of young. Because if you start to, like, seclude yourself, you get Alzheimer's and, like, I don't know.
Well, it's like you get stuck in your
Sounds great.
thoughts. Also, why use the chopsticks, then put the thing in your hand?
Don't judge me.
You're using chopsticks to eat Cheetos, then you put it in your hand. I'm very confused.
I didn't want to wrinkle the bag.
So why did you put...
All right.
That doesn't explain the Cheeto in your hand!
No, that's the noise I was trying to avoid. I was trying to avoid this.
You avoided that by using the chopsticks to take the Cheeto out of the bag, but then you put the Cheeto into your hand, which I think...
If I wasn't ready to eat it. I wasn't ready to eat it, you fucking asshole. You don't know my life, okay?
If you're using the chopsticks to get it out of the bag to make less noise, but you're not still using the chopsticks to put in your mouth.
I wasn't ready to eat it. So I was putting it in my hand to wait until I wanted to eat it.
Just a moment. Dear listener, we've been eating Cheetos with our chopsticks.
and not even extra spicy, so I'm already calling a flag on this.
Yes, that's
They're
fine.
just crunchy.
And
I'm trying to be
we've
quiet.
been enjoying it, but we also, according to Sera, tried not to make too much foily work.
Which
thank you, Sera.
I appreciate that. Again, it was the chopsticks in bag to make less noise, to then put powdery cheese poof in hand.
Yes, because I wasn't ready to eat it yet. I just wanted it to be out of the bag, so when I was ready to eat it, I could just pop it in my mouth and then just sort of let it dissolve there. When you guys were chit-chatting amongst yourself about the suburbs and the racism, I could suck on my fucking Cheeto.
That's what I was doing.
Yes!
That's what I was, yeah.
But isn't the point of also using chopsticks?
Well, now I'm just trying to eat them because now I don't know I'm eating them, so...
But like, another reason to use
chopsticks... It's not even worth it now.
Another reason to use chopsticks on highly powdered things is that you don't then get that powder upon your person that is not your mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. Why do you care about my life, Micah? This is my fucking life.
It's not about your life.
Stop
it's about
judging
what
my life.
I'm not.
Stop. You are judging. You are judging incredibly.
See, but right now you're taking it.
Yes. Because I'm ready to eat it. Because the listeners already know now that I'm eating fucking Cheetos.
The Cheetos are out of the bag. They know that we're eating them.
Yep. Cat's out of the bag. Technically, Chester Cheetah is a cat.
Oh, yeah.
Are you saying Chester Cheetah is real?
Well,
I mean, he's a real mascot.
Yeah.
He's a real character.
He's trademarked, Micah.
He is. Maybe even
Citizens
registered.
United is out of control.
In fact, he probably even has a registered trademark. Looks on bag. Maybe not. I don't know.
Also using the chopstick.
To hold it. They're in my hand, okay? Just leave me alone. Oh, he is a registered trademark.
Yeah,
I
see?
see.
Of course he fucking is.
He's real.
No, he's not.
As a trademark.
Yeah, as much as an NFT is real, Phil.
Hey,
That's all a fucking trademark is.
First of
No.
all,
It's who has ownership over a thing.
that's a low blow.
Yeah, but-
Chester
Or accurate.
Cheeto is way more legitimate than NFTs.
Explain to me why.
Because
The government backs his patent or registered trademark.
Yeah.
So if I have an NFT and I
Whatever.
copyright that NFT, is that not Chester Cheetah?
Well,
that'd be you have to still copyright.
That'd be for the
your
courts
NFT.
to decide.
You'd still have to copyright.
Or does that matter? The fact is I own the receipt for the artwork.
Yeah,
I own the receipt for that donut, so I can make that donut into a registered trademark so nobody makes donuts again. Right? Isn't that how NFTs work?
I mean, that's exactly how it happens.
Wait, is it? No? Is it all just a big scam? Okay, cool.
All right. Well, I don't know how NFTs work. I defended NFTs in
They're
a
a fucking scam.
I defended NFTs in a previous podcast, and a week fucking later, it just cratered. And I'm like, God damn it, how often am I wrong in this thing?
No,
but I'm not wrong
you
about
did your
this
work,
one,
Phil.
Micah.
You did your work, Phil.
I'm going to go ahead and say that gyms are not a healthy habit. Don't go to gyms. Just
Go outside.
go outside and focus. If your goal
Enjoy
is to
nature.
be healthy, it should be the holistic approach, including things like eating healthy and
So
sleeping
Alex Jones
healthy.
did nothing wrong, then.
Well, Alex Jones is a crazy person, and I
But
don't
he did nothing wrong, because all he does is
Lie.
sell drugs.
he promotes a holistic way to healthcare.
He does not
Holistic
What
is
the
the
Yes, he does. Brain force.
That is
It
not
helps your
holistic.
brain work gooder.
Micah.
That is
Holistic
not-
medicine
You
is
son
a
of a bitch.
scam.
Look, holistic in the sense of not trademark holistic, you fuckers. Not like Chester Cheeto trademark.
Hey, to defend Sarah, fuck her, not fuckers.
Okay.
She wasn't on my side. It was
Sorry.
just me. You focus that directly. I can take it. I'm not Alex Jones.
There's a shape charge against you, but there's some collateral damage, and I apologize, Sarah. But there is like this idea of a more balanced approach on health that's not just focused on a gym. And I think that's I feel like gyms kind of focus on if you're physically fit by doing physical things, then you got yourself covered. It's like, no, that's not true at all. That's like saying that your car is fixed if you just change the tires, and then you're good.
Gyms have their place.
Actual
but
question. Do you believe that gyms and gym routines are on the same par as Alcoholics Anonymous?
No.
That they are just a replacement for an addiction that is slightly beneficial, but still gives over to supernatural capabilities?
Nope.
I think fitness studios and I associate fitness studios and gyms as two separate things.
Yeah.
So like if you're in a
Specific type, like a kickboxing
Yeah.
studio as opposed to
Like a yoga
yoga
studio,
or spinning class.
spinning class
Yeah.
versus like a gym.
But a
with
spinning
just
class
equipment.
in a gym is different than just a different commercial
I would
entity
say
that's
that-
just spinning.
I would
those
say
different
that
too?
is slightly different because it's a spinning class, but you're still going to a gym, and if
But spinning
if
class in
having
a gym over just like a
membership-
spinning place in a strip mall.
Personally, I feel like the spinning classes in gyms or things like that, it feels more like it's like a gimmick. Like they are trying to get people to sign on this membership that's really fucking expensive, $100 or $150, and like, yeah, look at all these other perks we offer.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really seem like
Little
the
cafe.
hours are really good. It doesn't like they can only have like 20 or 30 people. This is pre-COVID. Like you have to sign up early. Like it doesn't really feel like it's catering to the audience that it would. It feels like it's a survey class to kind of be like a carrot that dangles in front of people. They'd be like, we offer all of these things, but the seats fill up really fast.
But wouldn't a gym class that doesn't fulfill itself in a gym have the capitalist prerogative to find its own place to then try and fill itself with that?
Yeah, when they exist. Like, they have yoga studios that exist outside gyms.
So capitalism is the problem, Phil!
Well, capitalism is always a problem, Micah.
I know.
Yeah, and that's why gyms are terrible. Don't go to them. They're just not a healthy approach to life. Because the media
I do like the
marketing capitalism.
Like the beach gyms in LA. I kind of like those.
Yeah.
Where it's just a place with fucking monkey bars.
Yeah, that's what Korea has. They just, in a park, they just have
a weight area type thing.
And then people can do Tai Chi in the park. Like, I just feel like gyms are just, they're not healthy because you can sit on a moist towel and get monkeypox in your ass. So that's the reason why they're not healthy, so don't go to them.
You're also breathing other people's gross sweat, and if you go into those, like if you're in a fancy gym where they have like a cafeteria and locker rooms and those eucalyptus steam rooms, like those steam room. Okay, so
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I lived in one of the suburbs. They have like
Goddamn princesses.
Prince I.
No. Princesses.
Yeah.
You don't deserve the Latin.
The I plural.
Pluralization.
Yeah. You don't deserve that.
Well, princesses deserve everything.
There was
No, they don't.
There was a
and that's where you're wrong.
there was a particular gym of business that my parents decided to get memberships to, and I think that it was it was mildly subsidized via their workplace or whatever. And they had to just like go like a certain number of times a month or something. But yeah, this was like, they had a pool, they had hot tubs, they had freaking eucalyptus steam rooms, they had an upstairs gym, they had a cafeteria. It was ridiculous. It was like, they had a spa in there. I don't know.
It's something that should be open to more than just the employees of this company.
It's
Or city?
membership.
Yeah, it should be open to more people.
It's a gym. So
Yeah, it should be open.
it was a gym.
Sounds like a spa.
Yeah, anyway. I think they even had like a nail salon there. I don't fucking know.
Really make my argument for it being a spa.
Anyway. Yeah, I can just imagine all the vectors for frickin' monkeypox transfers all over the place in that place. Especially just breathing that like hot box steam air when everyone's like in this little condensed room and it's just moist and everyone's like gross and naked and it's just bleh. So all I'm saying is gyms are disgusting, and I don't know why anyone would ever get a membership. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah, it's also a place to find people to fuck.
Also,
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that sounds like something a man would say. Anyway, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm not
Have you
defending
seen?
that.
Yeah, I was like, have you seen all the women who try to work out and they have all these creepy men like hitting on them and they're like, I'm just here to work out. Could you like be your gross self somewhere else?
They have Lifetime Fitness just for women. I think that's in one of those, like, I don't know.
See, that sounds like.
Oh, I firmly
not that
believe
would
there should be
prevent any hitting them.
gender-separated gyms.
And
Absolutely.
when I think about
100%. Yeah, no, fucking 100%.
Maybe.
like,
Yeah, 100%.
when I think about, like, Lifetime...
Because also, it'll be great to compare their bathrooms and realize that, absent of each other, they're probably both the equal amount of gross.
Gender or sexual orientation?
Gender.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just curious.
Gay dudes at guy gyms, and you got lesbians at girl gyms.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
But it's just, like...
Trans women at.
Yeah, however they identify.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah, sure.
Non-binaries get their own gym,
You know,
which would be the
also-
cleanest of
Oh man, you're
It'd be
right.
fucking amazing.
Oh man, I'd go there all the time.
Welcome to the NBG.
I mean,
how do you
technically-
identify?
technically
Him,
identify-
get the fuck out.
Technically, okay.
Damn it.
Wait. Technically, I identify
Okay,
as
hit
a
on
woman,
chicks.
but since I'm asexual, could I like go to the non-binary?
No, you have to be...
Yeah.
You have to...
You prescribed she/her, so I'm sorry.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah, you get to deal
Why-
with
why is
the
that-
gross ass tampons on the toilets.
Yeah, sorry. I don't make up the rules, but
Yeah.
that's a rule we just made up.
You know what? It's okay. I didn't want to go to a gym anyway.
Exactly. Actually, I heard a really sad story about...
Gyms are the worst.
I don't... It was...
Asexuals just don't get it.
It was on Reddit.
They're also not apparently a part of the LGBTQ community because no one likes
There's
us.
no A.
There is. But they always confuse
LGBT.
it. They always confuse it with ally, even though I'm like, hey, we exist too, and they're like, haha.
No, but
you don't.
like,
And you're like,
no.
I'm glad I feel
no. Ally is not a part of LGBTQA. QIA?
I don't know.
But no, that A is not ally.
Good, then it should be asexual then.
Yep.
Good, perfect. Thank you for
First of
including
all,
me. I feel
because,
included.
like,
I appreciate it.
Allies don't need
Yeah.
part of that distinction. They're allies.
Yeah,
They support it of it being itself.
Wow.
They don't need to be included in it. I'm an ally. I'm no part of LGBT.
Thank you for including me. I appreciate it.
I don't feel included now. Anyway, so
Are you an ally?
Well, that's what the person told me for LGBT.
Are you an ally?
And
Well,
it's like,
they
what
were
does the
fucking
A-
wrong because they want to make you as a cis man for
And it's
better.
like, what does the A mean? They're like, ally. I'm like, sign me up so I can have that hot dog. And it was
No,
delicious.
give me your license. I have to tear it now.
Oh, I don't want to. No.
Sorry, I'm the A of authoritarianism.
If I get another hole punched in my car, I have to like reapply. I don't want to have that.
Did you not read the small print on the back? Because you have to get monkeypox too.
Oh god.
That's part of
You
the
know
A.
what?
Ally is part of it.
All right.
AM. Okay, the problem.
There should be just individual gyms that are within walking distance of your house.
Yeah.
And just
So-
and they're just literally just one room with
individual.
three equipment things, and like it's just your private.
So there was this really I'm
just your neighbors.
I'm just gonna say a stupid story and then I'm out of here. But there was this on Reddit. There was a girl who said that she doesn't feel comfortable running because when she's running she gets like heckled at, and then she doesn't like going to the gym because if she goes to the gym she gets hit on, and so she doesn't like all she could do for her like exercise is to be at home and do like whatever like jump roping or other cardio, and that's it. Like she doesn't feel comfortable just being alive in our society because people just constantly bother.
Wait. Hold,
Yep.
This was from a woman?
Uh-huh.
That sounds normal.
Why does that matter?
Well, the thing is...
Rude.
You're
It does
right.
sound-
What was I talking about? Let me have a better story. My brother was running in for the army, but he wasn't wearing his army shirt, and he got heckled a lot by racists in one of these suburbs here. Like people would just be like...
Expert 2 chisel?
Just driving in their,
Rude.
Confederate battle flag, trucks. And
Hey! Hey,
Back to
y'all!
your
You got too many good abs!
And so then he wore his army shirt, and then no more heckling, right?
Yeah, because everyone respects.
But everyone respects the army and the military.
Doesn't matter.
I was like, oh, that sucks. Because when I was just jogging or walking, every once in a while you'll get heckled at. And this is like in a suburb. So it's like, I can see why people want to go to gyms because they can be like, not heckled on the street. But you still get heckled in the gym, and so it's like, oh, fuck this. Why bother? Just
Well, because you get cool videos like one I saw of a dude using 2 overhead machines to act like Spider-Man. So they were turned towards each other so 2 people could do many types of bar things. He grabbed both of the handles and decided to go laterally and then launch himself forward and then pull himself back.
I'm sure that's very
as
sick.
much as he wanted to be Spider-Man.
Well,
so, yeah, gyms are dumb.
yeah, gyms are
Gyms
dumb.
stupid.
Yeah,
Let's not
just
do that.
Gyms should be treated like museums.
Theme parks.
No, a mix.
Okay.
A mix, because it definitely is a ride for you using the machine.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say.
you need to go through the history of the machine first.
Oh God.
Do you want to use this bench press? Well, let me take back to 1879, the first actual invention of the
Actually,
bench press.
then I might actually want to go to the gym because I could be using. Well, I could be using.
As we see here, it activates your 13th through 18th lumbar
It's like
muscle.
a little mini documentary while you're exercising.
And that's you
Basically,
waiting
free
in line while
entertainment.
they're all properly cleaned.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And you like there's the speed one where you don't have to go through an intro, but the free one that just you have to deal with that intro like an ad on YouTube.
Yeah.
In order to work on oh my god, I just made a business, didn't I?
You have to show your vaccination shots.
No.
Because it's a gym.
Nope. Here's my idea. On to Sarah's plan. We take it on Walmart that's closed down because it's not functional inside the city.
Yeah.
And we
The
split
small
it up.
town.
Yep, we split it
Make
up
it into a gym.
into 20 different exercise areas that all have an educational and a fast pass.
Ugh.
In the education one, you have to sit through like a 2-minute documentary of the machine you're about to use, how to properly use it, and what it exercises. In that time, that area is cleaned by their employees that you all pay for because we sell those ads. So we can have Monsanto talking about how a bench press was made.
Well,
we can have Walmart talk about the
death of a town that they murdered. Sorry. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, we can do that subtly. But, like, the origin of the treadmill. And much like this, as Walmart taught you over the treadmill, the step machine.
And the Norditrack. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I think they might still exist as a company.
I'm pretty sure it's copywritten. We need to go generic with all of this.
Well.
They're Nordic
No. So it's the Scandinavian Walker?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we all agree that gyms are not healthy. And we should just monetize them.
Exercise is healthy. How gyms market exercising is unhealthy.
Yeah, and you know what?
Good deal. I'll take it.
Most exercising is probably healthy, but like I would say some exercises.
See,
like
I
CrossFit
really think
should really be very.
Yes, because it's a cult.
It is a cult, but it's also like super dangerous if you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Oh yeah, that should absolutely not be.
It's all non-natural body movements to like test your musculature, but if that musculature is not developed, you just hurt yourself.
Also, P90X. Like these are all really fucking terrible ideas.
Yeah.
No. Hit
for you. Terrible.
Hit in its premise is good. How it's marketed and executed is bad.
Hit in its premise is good. 90 days and you'll be good to go is a very bad idea.
But also, it's like 90 days where you only drink water and like cayenne and lemon juice.
It's gross.
It's like it's paired with a really destructive diet.
People think it's a sprint, but really it's more like a death march. Like it's a long journey.
And then you complete those 90 days and you're like, woo, yeah, cool. I'm really hot. No. That Big Mac looks really good.
Yep.
And then you eat that Big Mac and all of a sudden you put on 4 pounds.
Yeah.
Because your body's like, oh my god, I need to store this for later.
Whatever the fuck we're doing is bad.
Pretty much that's how most diets work. Like, you don't just diet to lose weight. You diet to choose a lifestyle. Like, you should be dieting permanently. Like, that's the...
Yep.
That's
no, in America, you diet to die.
You should diet. The idea of a diet should be just the way you eat.
Yeah. See, this is why I just like purging.
Yes, the binging and the purging
I don't work out at all, and just every time I have more than 4 bites of something, I just have to go to the bathroom for a time.
That's just
don't question
you
it. It's fine.
Eating
it's okay.
garlic.
I'll eat my teeth.
That's just you having too much fructin.
Well,
yeah, I got real serious towards the end there.
Yeah, no, I was going to say... Well, I mean, you know, shit.
Literally, shit.
Yeah.
I have the utmost seriousness for any type of eating disorder, and please seek help with professionals that will benefit you. Looking at you, Uzbek.
I doubt it. Uzbek's probably way healthier.
Uzbek is me.
I was just saying, Uzbek's probably way healthier than you are.
Probably. But he also like works on a farm and actually does
and like, let's be honest, things. You don't listen.
Uzbek fucking... Who? No. Uzbek listens.
Yeah, you don't.
No, I don't need to.
Exactly. So Uzbek is not you.
I'm the star!
Sure.
There's only 2 people who listen to this podcast. Me, because I have to fucking upload it.
Uzbek!
And Sera to give us the afterthoughts. No one else listens to this, man.
I was going to say, my mom sometimes does. She says she does. I don't know if I believe her, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the best part is whenever we're done with this and we have however many episodes we have, and just... We're meme-ified 20 years down the line. Just is out there. And just some kid is like...
This is terrible. Let's listen to this. I gotta share this.
I'm pretty sure this is just a collective delusion during the Trump administration. What the fuck is this? And then someone knowledge fights us?
God, yeah.
It's postmodern, ironic humor. That's what it is.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just pre-collapse. Absurdist humor is what our niche will end up being.
Well, I mean...
With an unhealthy predilection towards cute cats.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We like cute cats.
Do you miss my unnatural predilection?
It's not unnatural.
Yeah, it's pretty unnatural.
I don't
You
think
are
so.
definitely taken by their poo chemistry.
Maybe, but they're cute.
Explains the fall of the Egyptian Empire.
Look at that cute shadow.
They built pyramids and then so much cat shit. We're just like, nah, we can walk into the desert.
They're cute. Anyway.
Well, thanks, Mom.
Gyms are bad. Thanks, Mom.